One said white, one said color. As a kid, when you're confronted with an evil like racism, your first reaction is confusion. Why does this exist? Where does it come from? For all of our capacity to do good, the urge to do evil has plagued human history. If you believe we live in a world under divine control, why should evil exist at all? So I'm going on a journey to try to understand why evil exists. I know what you did. My question is, can you tell me why? To discover how it invades our lives.
People who believe that they are possessed by an evil spirit can come here.
How evil first stole our hearts.
If you're lying or doing anything evil,
your heart gets heavy, and with a heavy heart, you're not going to go to heaven. And I'll see how some religions train us to fight the devil.
You have two mentalities. One is good, and one is bad.
To turn the darkness
I did some incredibly terrible things
into light.
You represent the hope of the world.
To understand why evil exists, we have to know where it comes from. Some faiths see it as an unseen force that pervades the entire world. Demons that lurk in the darkness. For Christianity, it could be the devil himself. Or is evil something that comes from inside us? So I'm traveling to a maximum security prison to meet a man you could call evil incarnate. Ken, have you ever come face to face with evil?
I've met some people who've done some very bad things.
Neuroscientist Dr. Kent Keel is trying to pinpoint the source of evil inside the brains of psychopathic killers.
I wanted to try to understand why people do really bad things, and how to help prevent it someday.
Thank you. I'm about to meet one of Dr. Keel's most notorious subjects. He's serving a life sentence here. His attorney tells me this man raped more than 24 women and murdered 3.
He's been in jail almost since he was a teenager, except for very short spurts, where when he would get out of jail, he would go back to the same behavior of raping, and eventually it evolved into murdering.
Did he confess to these?
He confessed to all of them.
I'm not going to show you his face because I don't want to give any more notoriety to the man who committed these atrocities. But I want to know what can make someone do what he did. You know who I am?
Yes.
I know what you did. My question is, can you tell me why?
It was a spur-of-the-moment thing.
Each time?
I didn't have any plan to go out and snatch anybody, commit any sexual violence against anybody. I had a desire, an impulse, and I wasn't able to stop myself from acting on the impulse.
Let me ask you, about what age did you start?
I think when I was 21, 22, I was out looking for something to steal, and I just spotted a teacher who had stayed late. So I decided to rob her, kidnap her, and rape her. I just pulled over on an access road and she fought back, slipped through the door, and I just turned around and took off.
When did you first kill?
Going on 27. I was going out to commit a burglary, and the crime happened.
Kidnapped, raped, and murdered?
Yeah.
I'm looking for the correct term. It isn't guilt, it's remorse. Did you ever experience that you know of?
I don't see emotions like everybody else. I don't feel them. There was no remorse. I think that I'm not wired the same as everybody else.
So, Kent, is this psychopathic?
In psychiatry, we have a way of assessing what we call psychopathy or psychopathic personality disorder, and the lack of empathy, the impulse control, the poor planning. He scores, in the 99th percentile.
What makes a person evil? Kent has scanned the brains of 800 psychopathic criminals. This prisoner is the most extreme case he's ever seen.
So this is a standard MRI scan. Looks pretty normal when you run through the MRI scan. But what we did is quantify all the different areas of his brain and to try to understand how dense are they, how strong are they, basically. This area of the orbital frontal cortex, it's very important for the formation of personality, for the control of impulses, for regulating behavior. These 3 bars that I show here, this is the average inmate, this is other individuals that we call psychopaths in the red bar. And you can see that he's really reduced. He really does have a different brain. And so he really does fit that 99th percentile. He's, 1 in a million, actually.
1 in a million.
He's very rare.
You've been in prison now for, what, 30 years?
Yep. Long time.
What if I said, I have a way to get you out? Would you want to go?
I'd want to go, but since I did commit those crimes, I still have that capacity. Society wouldn't be safe. I don't have the same controls as you do, or somebody else does.
This is an evil man, evil personified.
Neuroscientists say that his behavior is a result of bad neural wiring. But the question is, even so, does he not still have a choice? Can he choose not to commit a heinous crime?
Psychopaths are at the extreme of human behavior. But we all face the choice to do good or do evil. And for thousands of years, we've battled those urges. I've come to Luxor, capital of ancient Egypt. Egyptologist Salima Ikram is going to show me one of the oldest depictions of our struggle to choose between good and evil.
So, right over there?
Yes. All the east and sort of the part on the other side of the Nile, the east of the Nile, was always the land of the living.